Leo, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is an energy reading, so it comes to you at exactly the right time. And if you don't have a Leo birthday and you're wondering, why would the algorithm even recommend this to me? It's because your energy called it in. There's something in this message that you need to hear. And this is where your message begins. You know, Leo, we've got to let life surprise us. We cannot plan everything. And Fox Spirit comes along to remind us to be malleable, to allow ourselves to improvise and allow ourselves to not know. Not that you don't know what you know, but to not expect, right? That's what it is. The expectations. Allow your mind to stay open. When Fox arrives, it's a time for improvisation. It's a time to not know or be sure of, but instead to allow and go with the flow. It's more than that, though. It's reacting in the moment, being present in the moment, and not deciding that you know everything. Things are going to switch up, is what this card is saying. Things are going to surprise you this week, but they won't come as bad surprises or negative experiences if you allow your mind to be open and just be in the moment. Be malleable, because that's the secret to success right now. Think on your feet is what the card instructs us to do. 27, 2 plus 7 adds up to 9. 9 is we're almost there. So God doesn't want you to stop because expectations made you think you're never going to get all that way, right? It's almost like giving up, but actively giving up, that sense of putting yourself into a situation where things are inevitable to fail because you couldn't just wait that one more second or that one more day for things to unfold as they would be. And so this is the kind of energy that you want to be forewarned about right now. Patience is a virtue. And remember, patience is not waiting. Patience and waiting are not the same things. Patience is having the faith to know God's working it out for you. So there's nothing that you need to take care of. And just participate when asked. And you will be asked. And that's why you have to remain active and vigilant, but non-expectant. Now, I don't know where this is going to lead or what is going to happen, but there are going to be some surprises. That's what they're going to be. Okay, we're going to try to see what those surprises are, but then they wouldn't really be surprises, right? Leo, just so that you know, as I divide the deck, there are going to be cards that fall out. We're going to let them stay where they are because it's part of the message. If you're looking for a personal reading, I do provide those. The only place you can book with me is my website. So please find me at www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com and you can book and schedule right there. If you're just finding the channel, Leo, please remember to subscribe to the channel and then ring that notification bell and select all notifications so that you know when I upload your favorite content. Leo content will come out sometime usually over the weekend. But it varies, and so it's good to have that little notification bell rung, especially all notifications, because then you'll get notified when I go live and you can participate in the free public tarot card readings I do. It's the only place that I do them. Okay, I'm going to cleanse the sound both in your space and in mine. I'm going to use the sound to cleanse it. If loud noises offend you, you can turn the volume down a little bit. You got to exhale to inhale. And I think that that's what's been tough, right? That sense of exhaling, letting go, right? Having that faith that it's like having that faith that there's beautiful things coming, right? I don't have to cling to my current circumstance or situation. And not even that current circumstance or situation is going to go away, but that clinging to it could actually be suffocating it. So let's get into this. Trust in divine detours. This is also Sagittarius energy. So there is room for growth and expansion this week, but it's got to do with being malleable, and it's got to do with being spontaneous, and it's got to do with not expecting. And then we have be generous of spirit, which is you. That's looking forward into the future, but it's also quite literal. Be generous of spirit. Believe in the best of people, not in their worst. That might be difficult because you may have been going through some stuff. And sometimes, especially, I would say Leo energy lends toward optimism almost 100% of the time. So not to say that you're always optimistic or that you don't get sad, but there is an optimism. There's a future focus. There's a purpose, and there's a faith about Leo because they rule the heart space. So, but when some shit happens to us, let's just get it straight up. It's hard. It gets hard. And you get into the mindset, you don't even realize that you're in a more pessimistic mindset, but you're worrying more. And that will come out as, well, I want to know exactly what we're doing when we're doing it. I want to be sure. You can write this down for me. And we're not even recognizing that that's actually just us having lost faith. And so what God is calling for you to do is let that go. Let the fear go. Be generous of spirit and take things as they are. Be very malleable, and look at things in the best light. Grace, the sense of looking at things optimistically. Not even because of what they are to you, but simply give yourself and others the grace this week to be the best of themselves and to see the best in them instead of digging in and getting paranoid. So, like I said, especially if you've been disappointed, that's hard. So it's not like this is easy work, even though Leo, it's calling for an ease of spirit. It's going to be challenging, right? But it's also asking you to get yourself back. That sense of optimism about you, that sense of of course it's going to be okay, and I believe in you. That's what it's asking you to bring back. Spirit has your back. You're protected. This isn't like you're going to be left alone or abandoned. This is also a sense of good news, a sense of foresight, a sense of God's not going to let you fall off the cliff, right? There's like a far sight in this energy. I'm not really sure how that's playing out. And freedom is yours. Freedom is yours from fear or worry. Also taking the lead, being free to be the leader. Being free to, and it doesn't feel very free when we're taking the lead because there's a lot of responsibilities, but it's almost like focus on that. Focus on building and moving forward, and the rest will come. And then we have embrace the in-between, which is strange, but what this means is there's a transitional period right now. There is sort of something that is undefined, and that's okay. Let it be undefined, and as long as you see the best in every situation, what ends up being defined is going to end up being wonderful. And then sing your own song. You're being liberated somehow. I don't know if it's, could be obligation, could be responsibility, financial responsibility, debt, some sort of, it's not so much that you're being freed of responsibility. It's almost you're being freed of having to take orders. You're being freed of being in a position where you have to, it's almost like you're free to do what you want. And that's a heavy burden. but that's also you. It's naturally you. So it's not something that would intimidate you. Sing your own song means be able to say what you need to say. Be in a position where you feel comfortable enough to open up, be yourself, and almost like get back to yourself again. But I have to clarify. Can you please? Oh no, something has to come out here. I knew it. Oh. Who are you in love with? I could feel there was some sort of paranoia here. I could feel there was some sort of... But there's love here. Oh, I love that. Let's talk about that, please. Because I didn't expect that card, but I felt that what we were talking about was a person or a situationship or something that was going on. This is almost like saying it's like that tension is going to dissipate. That situation or whatever made it tense or made it hard for you to be positive, it's going to dissipate, and it'll dissipate with your mindset changing from whatever made you afraid, because I know Leos are courage, but you still get afraid. Whatever made you afraid, it's almost that's what you're liberated from. It's almost like, okay, everything's going to be good. Let me get more details. What do you mean by love? We have the Death card. Maybe there's an ending of a relationship. Okay. It could be. It could be there's an... It could be an ending of a relationship and learning how to love yourself again. Walking away from a situation that doesn't serve you. But I still feel connection here. And the Hierophant is here. Oh, I understand what God's saying. All the crap, whatever's been going on with this situation, all the crap that's been making it be fucked up, all the toxicity, it's done. That's what's over with. What's good now is a sense of connection, and I care about you. And the Eight of Cups comes out because it's like, we're done being done. We're done with all the crap. There was crap that was bogging you down. Even if this isn't a romantic relationship, there was crap. There was dysfunction that was bogging you down. There was some sense of lack of joy. You couldn't enjoy yourself. But ultimately, I see you getting back to a situation where you feel solid again. Getting back to a situation where you have confidence not only in yourself, but in your future, and you can find yourself. Once again, this doesn't mean that your relationship is over. For some of you, it means allowing yourself to find your independence again. But it doesn't mean for all of you that that's what it means is that you're finally liberated from whatever it was that was churning and churning in your head that was keeping you toxic. That was keeping the situation sucking energy from you, or a situation where, you couldn't really trust it. So there's just this energy then of getting back to commitment, getting back to solid ground, getting back to being certain about yourself, getting back to being okay and being right and finding something that you can actually maintain. It doesn't mean that you're alone. It means that you're finding your sense of self-esteem again. Something had damaged it, and that could very well have been what brought all the toxicity up. And so there were a lot of curveballs that were thrown at you that kind of made you reinforce this negative script in your mind that means something's wrong. That means something's wrong. It actually didn't. It was just a matter of perspective that was the snowball was rolling, because whatever made you afraid, it's like the snowball rolled right into it, and it just kept going, and it just almost like self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because you're such a powerful manifester, Leo, that that could be the downside of it. Whereas self-fulfilling prophecy, you don't even realize you're manifesting what you don't want because you're so focused on it, because it scared you or because it hurt you, especially if it was a personal situation. So what God is calling for now is saying, I know there were so many curveballs thrown at you, and there was so much doubt that could have been thrown at you because of it. What's healing now is that it's healing. You're healing. You're finally able to feel like yourself again and get your confidence back again, instead of settling for whatever this is that just wasn't you. And it was a mentality. It wasn't just a situation or a relation. It was a mentality. And if you got into a situation, then it's because you had like that, you were in that mentality. So you attracted that mentality and things. You just don't even know that something has clicked to dark mode, right? Until the lights come back on. And the light is coming back on. You're like, oh, thank God I can be free of that mindset and whatever that negative energy was around you. You have spiritual protection. And this card came out too. You are being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. God's not going to let anything happen to you. I mean, two cards. Spirit has your back. 2 cards have come out. You are safe. You are free. You are cared for. And if let me say this to you, if some of you are choosing the wrong direction, I can promise you, God's going to have your back. Believe in the impossible, because something actually really beautiful is happening. And maybe this is around, the Taurus full moon. We have that coming up on the 15th of November. And right now, as I make this video, I believe it's the 10th. So there's something really gorgeous coming around. I think it could be financial stability. It could be commitment. It could be just a stronger sense of the earth under your feet and certainty coming back on. And maybe you've lacked that for a while. And that's really good, because I got to tell you, you need to sometimes doubt yourself to strengthen yourself. But it's almost like that mentality, that strength of character in you is coming back on. So we have Aquarius energy. We have 8. You're expanding. You're growing. Your opportunities maybe are becoming public, or you're going public with something. This is also Scorpio energy. Something is rising. Something is coming. Something is coming back better than it ever was, born in the form that it was supposed to be. This has got something to do with Pluto, because we have Scorpio and then we have Aquarius. We have Pluto moving into Aquarius. It's saying it's going to bring a great deal of abundance. Certainly, I gotta tell you, I didn't feel really abundant being a Cancerian with Pluto in opposition to my natal chart. But there's a lot of power and energy that's being generated here with regards to expansion and wealth and prosperity. That's just coming back on. So there's just almost a an outpouring. It's almost like joy so much we want to share it with everybody. It's like being seen, or everybody sees you for what you were always supposed to be. This dark time is over. The dark time was like almost like you were in an egg and it's about to crack open. And now here's the real deal. Let's go to the extended. I want to dig into that real deal. The link is down below and I pinned it to the top of the comment section. I'll see you guys there.